Okay, welcome to another Stella Sora video. In this video, we'll be going over our latest Ignis tracker release, who I was 100% sure was going to be a support, and turned out to be a vanguard. Now that was actually quite wild, but hey, it is what it is. And as you can see, she's sitting right there next to the Fuyuka. And I know the question that most of you are probably wondering, is she better than Fuyuka? As this is still my initial first impressions, I really can't answer that just quite yet, but I will say that she is feeling quite strong. I'll admit that she did feel quite weak at the beginning when I started to use her. As you can see, I've invested a bit into her in terms of skill levels, gotten her auto attack to level 8, her skill to level 9, and her ultimate to level 8 as well. I should just take those to level 9 as well whilst we're at it, and then I can maybe do a little showcase for you to show you just how good she has been treating me. So this will be an emblemless run. Not that I don't have the emblems, but because I do not want to basically skew the whole showcase towards an emblem, what's the word I'm looking for? An emblem built build, but just purely out of the box, 0 talents into her, just how well she has been treating me. So for builds, I did start off by trying out the skill build. I did notice that the first build that she has, which is, why did I even leave her? Give me just a second. The first build that she has that basically they recommend is this AoE bomb build. And as we all know that these AoE bomb builds don't really do well normally in boss blitz, so I have not been using it quite as much, the build 1. I have been focused mainly on build 2. And with build 2, I did try out a full build 2 build, right? And then I found myself not really satisfied with the damage that she was dealing, but both builds will be in the description, and the skill build maybe could still be fixed, maybe could still be improved, and it could actually end up working. But for right now, this was the build I was running for the skill build, and I didn't like it quite as much. So basically this is build 2, and you do put in some dominant firepower. You can put in 1 into that just for increasing the attack speed. And then you can also put in 1 into mobile combat. In fact, you can put in more into mobile combat if you can, because I do like the Ignis damage being increased. And then I did have Doom's Echo there because it increases the Ignis damage that she deals to people marked with her eye, which was quite nice. And for Annihilation is also nice because it deals damage to higher HP. So as I was testing with her, she was doing fine damage, but not the best. And from the Doom's Eye, I figured that why not try out an alt build? Now, the alt build is currently outpacing the skill build for me. I don't know if it's gonna be like that for everyone or if the skill build will turn out to be better. But as of right now, the alt build has been doing numbers for me. So the alt build, really, you can get the dominant. As I said, it's level 1. You can get it for the increase in attack speed. You can get that one as well, but really you don't have to. Your main goal are these 3 and this one. These 3 and this one, and then that one as well, which is Mark of Darkness. Now with this build, the Chaton does deal some quite nice damage. She has some burst windows that she had. And initially I was thinking, once I was using the skill build, was that the skill build seems to be consistent damage throughout, which is a difference from the Fuyuka who has burst windows. But now with this build, it does seem like Chaton is also taking on burst windows as well, which will basically for Ignis have 2 burst type DPSs, which is quite nice. So what's nice about the alt build, we'll start with Doom's Echo, which increases the damage you deal to enemies inflicted with the eye after your ultimate ends, which makes sense, fine. And then this one, it increases your alt damage that allows your bullets basically it increases the duration of the evil eye first. That's the most important one. Once the duration is increased, then it also increases the ultimate damage and allows your bullets to basically penetrate the target, so you can hit things behind it, which isn't really useful for the current boss blitz we have, but you can put that skill into use to deal with the daggers that the boss throws, and you know that you will be hitting the boss as well whilst firing through the daggers. And then there's Cast Fall, which basically deals an additional attack to targets which are inflicted with the eyes mark. Now that is a nice combo as well with 4 annihilation, and you are still using the second build with the mark of darkness. So this build comes together quite nicely. Now for Snowish Laru, we're using the normal stuff. You want 1 point into 2-gun salute, 1 point into Heart's Benediction, and then you want Toy Army, you want Celebration Resumed, and Fairy Tale. And then for Flora, you want Foreshadowing Verification, you want Lethal Inferno, and you want Perfect Acting. You do want 1 point into this as much as you can for these two, but I put 1 point to say that as much as I can, but I'm only looking for just as much as I can, or just 1 into it, as opposed to here where I want 1. In fact, I believe these should be 3 in my build, so that I want as much as I can from these ones. So that's enough talking. This is the build that I have been using. Of course, I still need to do more testing. I am not inclined to giving up on the skill build. I still believe that it can still get better. There's still much to it. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe there's a lot more to the build, as I'm sure it is a strong build that we can work on. I feel like it's the better build. It's the way that they meant it to be, but maybe they meant it for the alt, and the alt build has been working. So for the showcase, I will be showing you the alt build. Please note that this is without any potentials whatsoever, without any emblems whatsoever. It is just purely her built up at no copies and with no limited discs whatsoever. So as you can see, for the record details, I couldn't get everything I wanted. I got everything I wanted in terms of the 3 alts, and then I got Lucky Bullet to level 5 because it just kept appearing, and I had already gotten that one. And I couldn't get the dodge one, which I had mentioned, where if she dodges, it increases the Ignis damage. You know how RNG the runs can be. With Slowish Naru, I got the Toy Army, I got the Fairy Tale Rule, and then I got the Celebration Resumed. I couldn't get the rest. I got 2 points into 2-gun salute, but that was just 1. And then for Flora, as you can see, I got the most important 2 ones, which are Foreshadowing Verification and Lethal Inferno. Build could be better, it can still improve, but it is quite nice. So let's dive in and show you what she can do. So basically the boss is the boss we're all too familiar with, and she's not bad. She's really not bad. I can only imagine how she'll be after she's properly built and has some invested emblems. I'm sure she'll hit quite well. For those who do not have the Fuyuka, the question is a really tough one as to whether or not you basically throw your pulls into her and then are not into Fuyuka. So it's a really tough one, but I can't say that she is better. I really can't say, because I believe I would be able to immediately tell if I thought that she would actually out DPS the Fuyuka. But right now she feels like a really good side grade to her, which is not a bad thing. She deals quite the good damage. It is bursty, right? After you burst, that's when you get the most of your damage, as you can see, but it is less reliant on bursts, crits, as opposed to Fuyuka. So I think it would then depend on the player and what they prefer in a playstyle, because both units will clear all endgame and they will do good. I know people don't like it when I say that, but we don't have hard enough endgame for you to be worried about that level of detail when it comes to who deals the most damage, who's doing best, as she really does get crazy once she starts switching that weapon into an automatic rifle. And I forgot to dodge there, but it is what it is. So as you can see, she's dealing quite good damage. You still have 1 minute 30 seconds left, and she is literally an automatic rifle holder at this point, and it's quite fun. And she's not a close range unit like the Fuyuka, so you can get that distance going, but once she does throw that out, that's when she starts going crazy, as you can see. But yeah, this is the run, and I shall catch you in the end to show you just the percentage share of damage that she does compared to the rest of the team. I honestly believe a rerun of this run would actually be better, but hey, messed up a lot there and ended up almost dying and had to focus on survivability. So as you can see, she deals 91% of the damage, which with the Snowy Shlaru dealing 8.5% of the damage. So she's quite strong and she is quite good in that regard.